Are you looking to get a house value within your chatbot for potential sellers? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you that now. All right, let's get started here and let's get a house value. So we're going to use a few things here, ManyChat and Zapier. We're going to have to get some information from Zillow to get this put all together. And I'm going to be referencing another video that I did a couple weeks ago on how to retarget them on questions that we're going to ask them. So let's get started. First off, we are going to be calling Zillow a web service or webhook, an endpoint. Most of the time what I do is I've been creating APIs to do all this, but you can do it in Zapier and you can do it in Integromat. I will be doing a video on that as well. So first off, what you need to do is you need to go to Zillow. And if you go to Zillow, go zillow.com/how-to/API/API overview HTML. If you go to that page, you can, what you're going to do is you're going to create a Zillow account, and then you're going to get a Zillow Web Service ID, a ZWS ID, to use when you're making the API calls. So basically what we're doing is we're calling a Zillow API. And then we're going to get information back. So you need to do that. So it just says sign up. Forgot your ID, do that. But you can basically sign up here to get your ID. And you need that in order to get this all to work. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be calling a web service here, or basically an API, a Zillow API that's going to return this kind of information. That does not have has anything to do with you. So it returns XML and it doesn't return JSON. And so when I was doing the APIs and actually a lot of the things that I write in Node.js, you had to convert it and all this stuff. And Zapier does all that for you. So it's a great, great tool. And we're going to go into detail here. So first off, we're going to need, let's see, I need about 8 tags. We're going to need about 7 custom user fields, because we're going to bring a lot of data back in to ManyChat, and I'll show you why. So first off, we're going to do is we're going to go into settings, and we're going to go into tags. Now the tags, if you're doing any tagging outside of ManyChat, like in Zapier and stuff, you really have to have them all created. You can't create them from the outside. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tags that we need to create. You can name them this way. You can name them whatever you want. I'm going to be using these tags throughout the process. So one is Z get house value. So basically we're going to tag them when they request the house value. Or actually we're going to tag them, and that tag is going to, that tag is going to be used to trigger the zap. So get house value, we're going to tag them, and it's going to trigger Zapier to run the zap to get the information for us. Once we processed in Zapier the zap, I'm going to show you some new things. Zapier has paths based on what happened in the previous step. So it's pretty cool. We end up having 2. So the difference here is we're actually building in error checking. If they put a bad address in, you're going to get errors that are going to display in Messenger. So it's a complete system. So if they do mess up and put the wrong address in, you can actually report back to them, hey, it's not a good address. So in Zapier, we're going to either tag them as a bad address, house value, or completed, that they got a good one. And then these tags are used for questions. And so when you're using user input fields, ManyChat user input fields to collect data, and you want to retarget them, let's say they stop on a user input field and you and you want to retarget them and say, hey, you didn't complete this question, you need to tag them before when they enter the question and then tag them after when they complete it. And the reason why is we're going to use a rule to actually send that retargeting message. I did a video a couple weeks ago. It's talking about retargeting your subscribers. Go check that out. That's going to give you the complete process in that. We're going to put the tags in place, and then you're going to have to go follow that video in order to implement the retargeting messages through rules. Because otherwise this one would be really long. It's going to be a long video here anyway. So you need these tags, these seven tags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Then we need some custom fields made. And you're going to need 7 custom fields. And I wish they were kind of in order, but they're not. You're going to have an RE address, so an address text field. You're going to need a zip code field, and I called it rezip, _rezip. Another tag, just make a text. And then you're going to need a phone, an RE phone. Now, this is granted if you've asked for their phone number at some point. And you may, and I did not put that in these questions here because you want them to fill out these questions. People, I'm a realtor, and people do not want to give you a phone number. They don't want you calling you. So if you've collected it before, great. If you haven't, you can always live chat with them. And so just create a RE phone number and make a text. And if you're collecting it, great. If you're not, that's fine. And then we're going to save the values that we get from Zillow. So you're going to have an RE low value. That'll be a text. And then we're going to have an RE high value. And that's going to be a text. And then we're going to have an RE median value. That's going to be text. And then we're going to have an RE underscore value underscore change underscore 30 days text. And so those are the 7 custom fields that we need for this process. So you might as well get them. You either can create them as you go into flow, or you could do them right here. So we have those fields. I'm just trying to think. We need something else. That's it. So now we're going to go into the flows that I created for this. And I have 6 flows. And one is I always break things out into small flows. So it's very easy to retarget people, very easy to get people on track again. Let's say they stop and they don't answer a question, or maybe the bot just stops. And so it's very easy to send them another message and get it. And a couple of these flows are actually firing off in Zapier. And I'll show you how to do that as well. So the first one is just display house value. So we're going to go in here, and I'm just going to show you what we're doing. We're all going to do is going to say, hey, Jeff, let's get your house value. Now, you can modify this and however you want, because I'm assuming you would have like a button or a menu item or something that would drive them into this process. They wanted a house value. So you could change that message to whatever you want. And then I just go to the first question. So I'm just going to start this process of asking them questions and seeing where it goes. So we're going to go back out. And so we're going to go to question number 1. And here's just a note. If you would like to retarget the subscriber, if they don't answer this question, use a rule. I have a previous video on it, and I spoke about that earlier. Let's go back a couple weeks ago. So you were in October. I think it still was in October. It talks about retargeting subscribers. And what you're going to do is you're going to tag them. And here comes the tags. We're going to tag them, RE entered house value question number 1. So we're going to tag them that they're entering into question number 1. And I'm just going to do this. It'll be a lot easier. So the question is, we need a few pieces of information from you. First, what is your street address? What we are looking for is a 123 Main Street. Not that is it. No city, no state or zip code right now. So basically tell them you don't want anything else. You just want a street address, just the numbers and the name of the street or Avenue, whatever it is, and you're going to store it in RE address. There's one of the first custom fields that we talked about, and it's going to be a text reply. All right, so that's what's going to happen there. And then I just have another message that says great. Once they enter it, it comes up great. And then we're going to continue to another step. So you're going to click the little checkbox and you're going to click action. And the action is going to be to remove the house value question, entered house value question number 1, and say completed house value question number 1. So now we know they entered into the question and they actually completed it. If they didn't complete it, like I said, go to the other video. It's going to show you how to set up a rule so that you can actually retarget them and say, hey, do you want to come back to question number 1? And what you're going to do in that rule is you're going to retarget them back to this question and start over again and ask them again. Once you go through that video, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. But that whole video took me a long time to put together as well, and this one's going to be long too. And then after that, we're going to send them the question number 2 and get the zip code. Now, Zillow, we only need is a street address, the numbers 123 Main Street, and a zip code, and we can get the value. It's all we need. We don't need the city. The zip code is the most important thing, not a city. So now we're going to go to question number 2. Question number 2, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tag them with RE entered house value question 2. And again, that's for retargeting. That's what these tags are for. And now we're going to send a message. We're going to delay it for 3 seconds. And we're going to come back and say, now we need a zip code. Just enter 5 digits like 53822 below. And we just instruct them to enter that zip code in. And then we do a continue, another step, and then perform an action. And there in the action, we're going to remove entered house value question 2. And we completed RE completed house value question 2. So they've completed this question. Now, granted, if they didn't, again, we can retarget them with the rule and go watch the other video, and you'll learn how to do that with the tags in place. And then we're going to go to display house value summary. And in house value summary, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove some tags just in case. Now, they may come back and go through it. You know, maybe they're doing their mom's house, and maybe they're going to do their house. You know, there's a bunch of different reasons why they may redo it, or they may just come back to redo their own house. It's a month later. Because sometimes, and I'll tell you, a lot of times they come through just to find out their value for whatever reason. They're just curious. I'm not ready to sell. But they're a lead. You know, they are interested, and maybe they're thinking about it. But I remove completed house value. That is what gets tagged when they get a completed valuation. You'll see that happening. Remove bad address house tag. Now, if they had a bad address they entered in, you're going to see that. Let's see, custom fields. We are going to store the low value, the high value, the median value, and the value change 30 days. Those are custom fields we created earlier that we're going to fill in Zapier as we go through the process. And then you do want to continue the next step, which is going to go into the message, the summary message. So please confirm, Jeff, this is the address you want the house value for. If good, tap the button below. And then we're just going to give them the address and the zip code they entered. And then they can enter in get house value now, or they can re-enter the house information. If they do re-enter house information, we're going to send them back to question number 1 and start the process over. If they say, no, I want the house value, we're going to say, great, get house value. We're going to tag them with get house value. Now that tag is going to fire the Zap off. That's what this tag is only used for, is to fire the Zap off. Once that Zap is fired off, we're going to send a message because it's going to take a little bit of time to process. We're going to say, awesome, your request for your house value is being processed. It will be just a minute. And actually, what I'm going to do is say just a few minutes. And then we're going to remove the tag that created the zap so that we just remember, hey, let's take that off of there just in case they request it again at some point and it's not tagged, because otherwise then the zap won't fire. And during testing, I experienced that quite a bit. All right, so now we're going to get the zap and it's going to fire off. So we're going to go into Zapier now and we're going to go through that zap that I created. There's 17, it looks like 19 steps in it. So let's open this baby up. We're going to go through it step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is when you come in, you're going to have a fresh zap. And what I just called it is house value with error checking. So what we're going to do is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab in Zapier. Go into Zapier, create a zap, and it's going to be ManyChat trigger. And we're going to trigger by a tag. And then we're going to connect to your account that you have the tag. Now, one thing here is go into, I'm going to have to find my audience now. I don't have audience. Go into your audience and go into your subscriber record and add a tag. And add the tag get house value so that now the zap will fire off. As we're testing through it, it's going to find me as being tagged. All right. And just remember to go back and remove that tag before you start testing. So now I'm going to say continue, and you can search for the tag that you want. And I'm just going to find get house value, and I'm going to say continue. I've tested it a few times, as you can see. I'm just going to get more information, and it's going to run. And here's my tag. So I'm going to use this tag. You're just going to have one unless you do it a few times to get more samples. Then you want to look for when it was pulled. These are a few changes that Zapier had put in just recently, kind of. So you want to do that, and it's going to pull the information from me, and that's all good. So now it's not going to usually do this because I'm not building this right now. It's going to say, okay, you need an action. So our action is going to be webhooks by Zapier. So we're going to go in here, and this is what you want to do is you want to type in webhooks by Zapier. And you want to select that. And then what you want to do is you want to do get. We're going to do a get. Fire off a single get request with optional query strings. We're going to say continue. Then what you need is you need to get this, and that's what I was talking about over here is when you sign up for Zillow and you get an account. Here is the API we're calling, and that's the one that's in here. Right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to www.zillow.com/how-to/API/get-search-results.html. And then you can copy this one over there, or you can type it in right from the video, either way. All right, so you're going to put that in there, and then the parameters you're going to have to take care of here are the Zillow ID, and that's what you just got when you signed up. You get an API ID, the Zillow ID or the API ID, and that's what you need here. Mine is grayed out. It's going to start a lot of times X1 dash something something. What you're going to do is very important to put in like this, ZWS -ID, and then put your token, your API key right there. Next is going to be city, state, zip. And that's what the parameter is going to be named. You got to make it exactly. Otherwise it won't work. And what we're going to do is you're going to go out, and I'm just going to do this while we're just sitting here. You're going to go out to the first step, and you want to find that RE-zip. That's what we want to find. So you're going to scroll through all these to find RE-zip. And I have a lot. This is my test account. So there it is, RE-zip. So that's what you want to do there. Rent Zestimate, you can make it false. We don't want a rent estimate. We don't need that data. So just make it false. And then another parameter name is address. Now you got to make sure that all these are spelled like this, lowercase, to work. And then what we're going to do is you're going to go into step 1 again, and you're going to go find RE address. These are the custom fields that we stored the information in the ManyChat flow. And let's see. RE address, there it is. So now we have RE address. And so if I go back to the content here and I go to question number 2, let's say the zip code. I don't think I showed you that part. I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to show you. Here's RE-zip. So here's the field. We're asking for the zip, and then you're going to put it in RE-zip. I think I did do that. Just want to show you in RE-zip. So we're going to go back here. And then the rest of it, you're going to leave alone. Send as JSON, you're going to say no. You're going to leave the default as no. JSON key, you're going to leave it in lowercase JSON, just like it is. Unflattened, yes. And so you're going to leave that default, and you're just going to leave this blank, and the header is blank, just like that. So that's all you're going to have to the call to Zillow to its API. And we're just going to test this over again. Make sure we have everything sound. And you should get this. Test the webhook just now. And it should be green, not red. And then we're going to go continue. Now, at this point, what you're going to do is there's not going to be anything else. And what you want to do now, and this is a newer feature in Zapier, is you're going to pick a paths. And we're going to determine which path we're going to take based on the returned value of the call to Zillow. All right. So what we're going to do here, and I can show you, I'm going to show you a little view task. Task history. So I've run this a few times. So I'm just going to look at this. So if you remember, we created a trigger. The trigger's by a tag being applied to the user. And here's the webhook. And what we're most concerned about is right here. Message code is 0. If it's 0, it found the address. If it's not 0, it didn't find the address, or it had some other error, whatever it is. And so we're going to tell them, hey, we got a bad address here. Please enter it again. So that's what we're going to do back in the Zapier. So let's go back here, back into this one. So at this point, there's going to be a plus sign. I'm not going to be able to add it here, but plus sign, what you want to do is click on the path. I can't click on it because I already have stuff after it. It has to be like, as you're building this, you know, first step is a trigger, second step, you're going to do the webhook, and then the next step, then you can pick path. I can't because I've already got it built. You'll be able to pick path. And let's do this. I'm going to kind of go out here. I'm just going to leave this one, and I'm just going to create a new Zap. We're just going to go through this. I'm going to show you how that works. I'm just going to go ManyChat. We'll just do this really quick. Tagged user. Continue there and make a test to make sure that's working. We're going to do the same tag because I know I'm tagged on it. Continue. Great. Pull in. And we're good. We got it. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go here, but I'm going to go down here, and actually I'm going to delete this one. And so I'm going to go over here and say add step. Now see, you can see that it actually highlights. If I went back to my other one, it doesn't highlight like this. It's like grayed out, I mean, not grayed out, but it doesn't let me pick it. So you're going to pick path, and then you're going to have an A and B. That's all we want. We want an A and B path. All right, so that's how you get it. And now we're going to go back to the other Zap, and let's do test. I go back to the other Zap. Here we go. We got the test. So we're going to go back to the one that I already have built and see now we have that A and B. So we're going to go into A. We're going to build this out. And I just named it found home address. And I guess there's rules. I don't have any rules on it. I didn't get that fancy. And oh, actually there is a rule. Never mind. Sorry. There is a rule. So name, the name is found home address. So you can change the name to whatever it is. Then you're going to do continue. Sorry about that. Actually, you want to go into the path. These are new, and I already had it created. I walked through this already. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go rule, and it's going to come up rule and it's required. What you're going to do is you're going to do a drop down, and you're going to base this path on something that happened in a previous step. And it's going to be step 2 was where we did the webhook. We're going to base it on what happened there. So here's step number 2, and we're going to drop down, and we're going to look for, oh, there's message code. So we want this message code. That's what we want. You want to pick the message code as being the, what is this? Basically the value, the trigger, something that you're going to check. Then what you're going to do is you're going to say number. So it's a number coming in. So you want to find numbers, not the text things. You're going to say, what did I say on this one? Less than. So you're going to pick less than. They don't have equal to. I don't know why. They have number greater than or less than. Why not equal? But pick the less than. And then we're going to put, get myself out of the way, put in a 1 as a value. So when we have a successful value pull from Zillow, we're going to get a 0. So it's less than 1. So it'll take this path. It'll take path A because we have a valid 1. All right. So I'm just going to do test, and the path, it worked. Because that's what we have in the step 2, that when we ran the test. All right. And so I'm just going to continue there. Now it's going to take me back because I already have this defined. So I'm not going to do that anymore. So then you're going to add, what you want to do is you add an action. So you're just going to put a plus sign there, and you're going to put that. And then it's going to come up and ask you what you want to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to do formatter by Zapier. All right. And I'm just going to delete this one, but you're going to do formatter by Zapier. And what you're going to do is we're going to format 4 numeric fields. So what you're going to do is pick formatter, and then you're going to pick numbers, not utilities, date, or text, numbers. And then you're going to say, I don't know why that says that. We're going to format currency. That's what you want to pick is format currency. And then you're going to go and grab out of this Zillow values, you're going to go grab the high value. We're going to scroll down here, range. Here we go. Zestimate valuation range, high value. If you just hover over it, it's going to say right on the bottom is estimate valuation high range or low range. Actually, we're doing the low range. So we're going to pick the low range first. That's this one, the low value. So if you look back here, I named it format low value. So you're going to pick the low value. Then in currency, you're going to pick US dollar. You're going to pick English. And you're going to pick formatting the first one on here. Now, all this is going to work. Zillow works in the US. So If you're outside the US, I'm not sure what features or what options you have out there as far as getting home values. This works in the US. So you say continue and continue. Now we're back out of here again. Darn it all. And then you're just going to repeat that. So that we're going to do the high value. So we're going to say formatter, numbers, I'm just doing custom again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It must convert it after I save it. You can do format currency. Now you're going to go out and you're going to get here, you're going to get the high value. We're talking about that, does estimate valuation high value. You don't need two of them. And you're going to pick US dollar, English, US, and the format, the first format that comes up, and you're going to do continue. And I'm just going to do continue, and then I'm going to bounce out again. I don't know. I wish they would just stay in there. And then you're going to do another formatter. And this one's going to be for the median value. You're going to pick numbers. You're going to pick format currency. The value you're going to pick is going to go into step number 2. And you're going to look for the Zestimate amount. Here it is. This is what you want. You want the Zestimate amount. That's really the median price point. You're going to pick up US dollar. You're going to pick English. You're going to pick this first format that comes up. And you're going to say continue. And we're going to test that again. And we're going to go back to, you wouldn't have to go back to the path A. It's just that I have it done and it just does this. As you're adding steps, you're going to stay in here. So next you're going to do is you're going to do another step. You're going to do formatter again. You're going to do numbers, continue. You're going to pick format currency again. And this time what we're going to do is we're looking for the 30-day value change, which is going to be, here it is, Zestimate value change. Zestimate value change, it's like the last 30 days. So they store that. And again, you're going to pick US dollar, English, and format that thing like that. And then we're going to do continue. And we're going to go there. I probably could stay in there somehow. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to send the low VAT and high value message to our user. So our next step, our next action step in this Zap is going to be ManyChat. So you're going to look for ManyChat and you're going to send text message to user. And continue. And we're going to pick the account that we've been working on in ManyChat, test it, should be good. And now what we're going to do is, what you want to do is you want to pick one of these subscribers. You want to go down and pick Use Custom Value Advanced. And then by doing that, what we're doing is we're going to find the user that triggered this with the tag getting applied. We're going to send this message to them. And so what you're going to do is go to step 1 and find the user ID. Right there's the user ID. And then you're going to format the message. And I just said, hi, Jeff. And how I got the Jeff is going to the first step and getting the first name, the house located at, and you can put emojis in here and they do work. And you put emojis located at, and what I did is step 2 in the webhook, we have address. We're passing the address to it right here, requested address. You know, we passed that as a parameter. So now we have the address. I'm put in there as a low value of, and and we format this. Remember in step 2, we formatted the low value. Oh, I'm going to go back to that. I pushed the wrong button. The low value. So we're going to do this, push this button, and we're going to go to low value. And we're going to grab that value and put it there. And then a high value, and put a $sign, it's an emoji of, and here we're just going to take that out. And I'll show you, I'm going to go to high value formatted and get that. And we're going to do continue. And then we're going to, I'm not going to test it. I was going to say continue. And we're back out, go back to A. So the next step in A is going to send another message. I wanted to split this up a little bit because what I want to do is send them a couple different things. And so we're going to do another ManyChat. So step 7 is to send a median value and the value change. And so we're going to send another message to the ManyChat user. And we're going to pick our account and test it. And then we're going to say continue. And here, again, we're going to use custom value. So you're going to go past all these people and then go to custom value advanced. Here you're going to pick the user ID from step number 1. You can see right there, it says step number 1. And then you're going to put another message in here, the median value emoji of your house emoji is about. And here, remember in step number 4, we formatted the median value. So we can grab that. This is the only estimate since we haven't seen your house. This is only an estimate since we haven't seen your house in person. We see that your house value has changed by, and I'm just going to put that here. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to go get that. And that's going to be our 4th formatted value. No. Right here, the 4th value that was formatted, and that's the change amount. So this house has gone up $8,100 in the last 30 days in value. We're going to say continue, and we're going to continue here. Now there's a few more steps left in A. So after you've done that, we're going to update some custom fields in ManyChat. So we have here, so now what we're going to do is update the low value custom field. So again, the next step, you're going to grab ManyChat and you're going to set custom field, continue, and you're going to pick your account, test it, and then we're going to do the same thing. You're going to use custom value. Remember, we did drop down. And then we're going to go past all the users. We're going to find custom value, and we're going to get that user ID from step number 1 again, just like we have been. There it is. There's user ID. And then we're going to pick the custom field that we want. And so you're going to have to go through all the custom fields. And what you're going to have to do is, because ManyChat doesn't list out all the custom fields at once, like they do in the other, like when you're doing the messages, here you got to keep reloading. And so you got to just keep doing it till you can get to the field. I'm going to do it again because I want to go to RE low value. Now, if you don't have as many custom fields as I do, like in my test, you probably come up faster. So I'm scrolling through here, trying to find the field that I want, and I got to keep loading. It should be to R's now. Kind of nice that it is, and for the most part, alphabetical order, low value, there it is. So now we can pick the field that we want, low value. And then the value that we're going to put in there is from step 2. No, it's actually from our formatting, low value. So we formatted this, and we're going to put that up in ManyChat in the subscribers data. So now we have that up there, and then we're going to continue. And we're going to continue with A. So the next step is to update the high value. And we're going to pick ManyChat. We're going to pick Set Custom Field, Continue, pick your account, Continue, and again, you're going to use custom value to look up the subscribers so you can update them. You're going to go to step 1 and get the user ID just like we have been. I'm not going to go through that. I've gone through it so many times. Custom field, you're going to have to go find the RE high value through all those custom fields. And I'm going to show you one more time that you're going to have to go through, keep plugging away on this until you can get down to those fields. I know why they're not doing it, because some of you might have tons of custom fields. It might take a while to load, but it should load them up. And it's not loading up too slowly. And we're just going to find high value. There it is. And then you're going to go into your formatted, you formatted high value. So we're going to go into that step. And as long as you name these steps, it's easier. High value. There it is. And there it is. Boom. We got the value. All right. And then I'm going to do continue. And we're going to continue with path A. And now you're going to do is you're going to update the median value. So you're going to pick ManyChat again. You're going to do a set custom field. Continue. You're going to pick your account. Continue. And you're going to do custom value advanced again. So scroll down through and get to this custom value advanced, and then go get the user ID from step 1 again. Scroll through all the custom fields, and you have to keep reloading them till you get to RE medium value. And then in step 4, we did that formatting again. So we can go back out. We can say, let's see. Oh, there it is. Formatted value for medium price. We got it. And then we can continue. And then we're going to go back into A. We've got to stay in the A path. We have one more custom field to update. So I'm going to pick ManyChat again and set custom field. And then you're going to test this. And you're going to continue. And again, custom value, advanced. Go get the user ID. And then go look for this custom field, RE value change 30 days. Now, all these fields were set up at the beginning. Just remember that. And then we're going to go get the step number 5, the formatted, where we formatted it. I'm just going to do it here. We'll do that again that way. Format 30-day value change, continue. And continue. And we have another, we're going to go back in here. We have another step. We want to, now what we're going to do is we're going to do another ManyChat. So our 12th thing is we're going to do another ManyChat. This time what we're going to do is we're going to send content to the user. What that is we're going to actually send them to a flow. And that's a good address flow. In this flow, we're going to notify that us, as the owner of the ManyChat account, we're going to notify them. And actually, let's do an edit on this. Uh-oh. Where'd my bubble go? Guess that went away. We're going to edit this, and we're going to look and say, okay, what we're going to do is when they come back, when they get a good address, we want to send all this information to the agent so they can contact them. And so what we have is the full name has requested, has gotten a valid house value 4, and then we have the address, we have the zip, we have the low value, the high value, we have the median value, and then what it changed the last 30 days, and their phone number. So we have all the information right in front of us. Another action that I want to add is to mark the conversation as open. So now it would be in the open conversation that you could actually find this person. And it's up to you. You could take that off as well. But in the live chat, you would be able to see that then. And then our message is just, I wait 15 seconds. So what's going to happen is Zapier is going to send them, those messages that we had in Zapier here. We're going to send them. Okay, we got that. Here it is. Send a low and high value message. And then we're going to send a median value and value change message. So we're going to send them 2 messages. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wait 15 seconds. And then we're going to send them another message. And that message is going to say, hey, so Jeff, would you like to get a true accurate value of your house? If so, tap the button below to give me a call. You can change this to however you want them to contact you. But this way, you're having that conversation again after they get the value. And now, granted, you could call them, you could message them, because now you've gotten messaged here like this too with all the information. So either they can call you, you can call them. You have all the information to follow up with them once they get a true value like that. So that is that. And so that would be this call flow. So we're sending the content. And so I'll finish this flow here. Finish this action. So to the account there, and then say continue. Let's see, you're going to do custom value, and you're going to go get the user ID again from step 1, just like we have been, and then content. So since you're connected to it, basically what's going to happen is, because we're going to send content, basically we're sending them a flow. It says content, but it's a flow. We're going to send them a flow in Messenger. And so that's what I did, is I grabbed the good address flow. And that's what we were just looking at here, the good address flow. So I'm going to send them that. And I'm going to say continue. And we're going to just do a continue again. And then we're going to go back to A, because we still have another step to go. What we want to do is we want to tag them. Add a tag. We're going to tag them that they've completed the house valuation, just in case you want to use that for segmentation later. So again, you're going to use custom value advanced, and you're going to go get the user ID from step 1 to use it here. And then we're going to grab a tag, and it's going to be Z completed house value. So that means that they completed. We have get house value. That's the one that triggers the zap. Now we're going to come back, and we're going to tag them as completed at house value, so they have one. Or, we're going to talk about bad address in a second. But we're going to do complete address, completed home value. All right, and we're going to finish that. So now we've completed path A. I'm just going to make sure that we've gone through them all. Yep. We've completed path A. We're going to save that. Now we're going to go to path B. And path B is named Invalid Address. The rule for path B is, again, we are looking at the code coming back. So here's the code, the message code. So that's what we want to set up. You want to click that message code is what it's coming back. And then this time we're going to look for the numbers. We're going to look for the numbers again and say greater than 0. And it's going to be like a 502, a 500, a 550. There's a bunch of different ones, but they're invalid addresses. Something went wrong. And so you want to be able to, I'm going to do test. You're going to get this path wouldn't run. It's because we already have a valid one with a 0. That's okay. I would just leave it. You can continue. And then what you do in here is you're going to add steps. And you're going to add 2 steps. One is we're going to add a ManyChat step, an action, and we're going to send content. And what that content is, we're going to go back out here. That is the other flow, the bad address flow. And I'm just going to edit that, and I'm going to bring it up, and we're going to take a look at it. And it's just going to say, hey, Jeff, the address, blah, 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 and the zip code, blah, 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 combo was not found to compute the value. If you would like to try again, tap the button below and it can restart the house value. And what it does is it just takes them to question number 1. We start it over again. We don't take them to the beginning with the first question. We just take them to question number 1 just to start over again. So we'll go back to here, and so we're going to send this content. And so what we did is we picked ManyChat when you said send content, and basically to get to this thing, you're going to have to click on the less thing. It shows up because I already did that. But click on the less, and then you'll get the send content user, and you can click on it. And then just hook up to your account to continue. Custom value, here we go again. Custom value, definitely pick, scroll through all the users that you got there and take custom value advanced. Go get the user ID from step 1 again. And then you're going to go and you're going to click this. You're going to go find the flow right off your ManyChat account, bad address flow that we've created before. As we were going through this, actually I'm showing you what it is you're going to have to create this. You're going to have to create this flow and the good address flow. So that's what you're going to do is you're going to create these. You're going to add an action, and then you're going to pick notify admin as the action. So if I was here, there it is. Pick notify admin, put that there, and fill all this out. You just fill this all out this way, and then you can pick another action, mark conversation open that way. And then obviously this is just a straight message. It's got a 15-second delay, and then it has a message with a button, call now. So what I did is I just said, so Jeff, blah, 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 call now, and I just put my number in it. And it's a fake number, but put the number in it. And that's all for the good address flow. And for the bad address flow, what we're going to do here is we're going to create a message. And you're just going to put down, hey, Jeff, address and zip code combo was not found. If you'd like to try again, and then on restart value, you're going to start another flow, and it's going to go to question number 1. So that's all that flow is. So we're going to go back here, and what do we do? Okay, we're sending that. And then the last step of B with an invalid address is you're going to pick ManyChat again for another action. You're going to add a tagged user. Do continue. And then pick your account and continue. Again, custom value advanced. Go get the user ID from step 1. And then you're going to go out and get your tags. The tag for bad address. There it is. And we created those at the beginning of this. And you're going to say continue. And then you're going to say finish. And that is the Zap with paths with error checking. So this way, if you get a bad address, you get messages sent back to them said, hey, you got a bad address. And we're going to turn this baby on, and we're going to test this out. There we go. We're on. Go back to the dashboard, and we got that there. We got the zaps. All right. And go here, RE. Now, call now. So I got that. And so we're going to, first I got to go to I'm going to take this tag off. So make sure that you took the tag off that you put on when you did the zap. I'm just going to make sure I don't have any of these tags on. Oh, I completed the house value. I don't want that one either. So I got them all off. So now we're going to go display house value. And this is the opening flow. It's going to start this whole process. And so now we're going to go over here. It says, hey, Jeff, let's get your house value. And I'm just going to put a bad address in first. So 123 West Main, West Street. And let's see, I'm just going to put a zip code 53022. Please confirm the address. So 123 West Street. That's, yep. And so you can do, I can re-enter. So let's just say I'm going to re-enter. So I'm going to go back, and what it's going to do, it's redirecting to this. And so if we go back to, so our summary, we already went through this. We're going to remove some tags. We're doing all this stuff. We're clearing fields, and we're going to display this, and we're going to go through that. So I'm going to put just some junk in. And we're going to put a zip code in. Whoops. And I'm putting a valid zip code in. So I'm going to say, yep, let's get the house value now. Awesome. Your request for your house value is being processed. It'll be just a few minutes. So it's chugging away and say, hey, Jeff, the address, blah, 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 and the zip code 5302 combo was not found to compute the value. If you would like to try again, tap the button below. And we're going to go over to the audience. We're going to look at the audience, and we're going to see what we're okay, I'm tagged for the bad address. That was done in Zapier. I completed the house value question number 1, and I completed the house value question number 2. I'm not tagged as the one that's triggered, so we should be fine. I'm just going to leave those like that. And then if I go out to the fields, see, there's the address. There's a zip code, and the other ones are cleared and they don't show up. The values, the high, the low, and all those good things. So that's good. So now I'm going to say, yeah, I want to restart the house value. Restart house value. Now I'm going to put in a valid address. 317, honey, clean. Right. And then I'm going to put a zip code. Oops. Now it should be confirm that this is the address that you want. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. Awesome. Your requested value is being processed. And it does take a minute or two here for Zapier to get done. And here we go. Hey, Jeff, the house located at N108 Honeysuckle has a low value of $420,000 and a high value of $467,000. Median value of your house is about $44,000. This is only an estimate since we haven't seen your house in person. We see that in the last 30 days, this is the value that changed. Now we're getting notification. This is the notification that, hey, this person, Jeff Kabinski, has requested and has gotten a valid house value for, and the address, the zip, the values, and the phone number, so that I actually could talk to them. And then here's the obviously I'm getting it all in my one spot, but here's the message that the subscriber would get. So Jeff, would you like to get a true accurate value of your house? If so, tap the button below to give me a call. And then call now. And if I did that, obviously it's at 999. So there it is. That's how this all works. And like I said, is we're getting this notification. If we go back out here, we're getting a notification because Zapier sent us the good address. And then right here is the notification happening of getting that lead. And if we go back out here to the task history, we can see both of those ran very well. So that's it. That's how you can get a house value through Zapier. And with error checking, that if there's a bad address put in, you can send some information back by using the path in Zapier setup. And let me just see, as far as audience, let's see what we got tagged with. House completed. So I actually completed. Before we had a bad address. Now we completed house value, and we did 1 and 2. And if we look at the values in here, let me see here. There's a low value. There's the high value. There's my address. There's the median. There's a phone number. And there's the zip code that I ran on. There's the value changed 30 days. So we have all the information right in the subscriber's record that if we need to reference it again. And now they could run it over and over on different addresses, on their same address, whatever they want. So that's it. If you have any questions, again, you need the pro version for this, and you need to be in the U.S. This is based on Zillow in the U.S. I'm not sure what the other countries use as far as valuations, but this does work in the U.S. So, all right, any questions, let me know. Well, that concludes our video for today on getting the house value into the chatbot. A long video. We covered how to create the custom fields and the tags and the flows within ManyChat. We also covered in Zapier how to set up that zap and how to use the path in order to send them a valid address message or an invalid address message or a bad address. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Happy to answer them. And as always, like the video, share it across the world, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Click the little bell on top so you do get notified when I have a new video uploaded. Down in the description, I do have a link to a great course, ManyChat Toolbox. It's all about the APIs. Great course, check it out. And as always, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.